Picture a modern city at night, bright, buzzing, and alive. Now imagine waking up tomorrow and every screen is dead. No mobile signal, no internet. The entire grid goes completely dark, block by block. Without that connection, daily life grinds to an immediate halt. You can't tap your phone to buy a coffee. You can't read the morning news. Miles away, a farmer can't check the daily market price to sell his tomatoes. The system keeping that from happening, the invisible web tying the coffee shop to the tomato farm, is called communications infrastructure. We usually talk about this system like it's magic. We say our data lives in the cloud, as if our emails and photos are simply floating around in the sky on invisible radio waves. The reality is incredibly heavy. When you send a text or load a video, that signal travels underground. The internet is actually a massive, glowing network of thick fiber optic cables buried deep beneath the earth. Because it is a physical thing, it can break. These cables face constant stress from shifting soil. If our entire digital existence depends on fragile glass and copper buried in the dirt, figuring out who is responsible for protecting and maintaining it becomes the critical question we face. The science behind moving information through the air started in the late 19th century. Look at this image of Indian scientist Jagadish Chandra Bose and his early equipment. In 1895, he successfully transmitted wireless signals using microwaves, laying the foundation for modern wireless technology. For a long time, the best way to use these discoveries was the landline telephone. But a landline tethered your ability to communicate to a specific, unmoving location, like a desk in an office or a wall in your house. Severing that physical cord allowed mobile networks to reach remote and rural communities. A person in a village could finally access the same information stream as someone sitting in a skyscraper without needing thousands of miles of expensive copper wire running directly to their door. Early mass communication, like radio, was one-way broadcasting. A single tower pushed out information to citizens passively receiving it. The internet introduced two-way data exchange. You can transmit data and requests back across the network instantly. By turning every user into a potential source of information, this system bypassed the traditional gatekeepers of the broadcast era. It distributed the ability to influence, publish, and trade directly to the person holding the device. Once citizens could talk back to the network, commerce evolved. E-commerce allows a local artisan or a small farmer to bypass regional limitations and sell their goods directly to consumers anywhere in the world. An even larger leap happened with the state itself. E-governance is the direct digital interaction between you and your government, eliminating the need to stand in long lines at physical offices. This means you can order a pair of shoes on the left side of your screen and instantly download an official birth certificate from a government server on the right. It also means you receive early SMS warnings during a flood or cyclone. By removing geographic barriers, a person living hundreds of miles from the capital has the exact same access to public services as someone living right next to a government building. As we move more of our lives online, our connection to the world becomes more dependent on these physical links. A single broken cable can instantly sever your link to global buyers and the digital systems used to file government complaints or access emergency aid. When that cable breaks, or when a pothole opens up in the street, the natural reflex is to point at the government and expect them to fix it. But infrastructure is built and maintained using public tax money. Practically and legally, the roads, the power grids, and the digital networks belong to the citizens. This concept of shared public ownership has roots in ancient Indian statecraft, centuries before modern tax systems were designed. Thousands of years ago, Kautilya's Arthashastra laid out highly specific laws and penalties for maintaining major public assets, like royal highways and massive reservoir waterworks. The Arthashastra established a three-tier system of maintenance. As we see in this structure, the central state, the local villages, or grama, and individual citizens all share the heavy lifting of keeping public infrastructure intact. Today, those royal highways are multi-lane expressways, and those waterworks are digital data centers. The technology has evolved, but the civic duty remains exactly the same. You practice this duty when your community organizes a local cleanup drive. You practice it when you report a broken street lamp to the municipality, or when a school installs solar panels to reduce its strain on the local power grid. Look at these commuters waiting for the Delhi Metro. Every time you step onto a public train or send a message across a digital network, you are participating in a shared civic trust. It is your moral imperative to respect and protect the physical infrastructure that empowers your future.